Hey YouTube, I made this video mostly to talk about some of the questions I keep getting on my videos and comments I keep getting. A lot of them are great. You guys are obviously very engaged and want to see some content which is unfiltered and not made up. I do believe in sharing real life experiences rather than making stuff up just because it sounds good, just to get a lot of likes and hits on YouTube. Yesterday, or actually, I think it was actually this morning, I shared a post that someone did, one of a very big Sony fan, trying to mimic the Fuji film look that we get out of Fuji cameras on the Sony, and the title was called Fuji Triax film simulation. Well, Fuji never made Triax. Triax was a Kodak product. Excellent film. It leads me to believe that most people that are shooting other formats or other brands per se, the brand shouldn't matter, but I think when you're posting these kind of things, it's kind of important to understand at least understand the history of what you're talking about before you do. Doesn't sound very credible when you do that. Another very big thing it does is it makes Sony look bad when the product's fine. It has ups and downs just like Fuji does. But when you have that level of users that really don't understand photography, don't understand the chemistry of film, don't understand what film is, never probably even shot it in their life before. A lot of people have, and I keep getting this argument, well, Sony bought Minolta, so they know film. No, they don't know film. They know how to make a film camera, which is fine. Nothing wrong with that. Having bought Minolta doesn't mean that they bought everything that Minolta did for so many years to build some of the finest lenses ever produced on the planet. And I really mean that. And it's the same thing with Fuji. An M42 mount, they built some of the finest EBC glass on the planet ever produced, even till today. So where we sit today, I think it's very important to understand, where does Fuji sit in the grand scheme of things. And this is my opinion. You might not like it, you might not agree. If you do, great. If you don't, great. It's all good. You don't have to agree with it. But it's been my experience, and after having shot a full wedding on this, I actually posted pictures on Facebook, which are right out of this camera, auto white balance. The wedding was shot with just no flash at all. And they actually had about 30 or 35 LED lights changing colors every 10 to 15 seconds. So you can set the white balance all day long as you like, but you'll never get it 100% right, because the color is going to be different 10 seconds later when you shoot the shot. So people are like, well, the white balance is off, this, that, and the other. Okay, that's fine. I totally agree with you. So I did shoot it raw as well. So I do have the X-ray color checker for most of the colors that were there. So hopefully we get them right. So I'll repost that only with the edited images. So I actually posted non-edited right out of the camera images. Even the ones that were misses, because it's important to show every camera is not perfect, and that's okay. So how do I really feel after shooting this for 9 to 10 hours with this, which is the XPRO1 and the XT1? Sorry, I just am getting over the flu. For 9 hours, it's impressive. It's very, very impressive, the quality of images that have come out. So after editing the images, they just look they look stunning. Having used the 56 1.2 on there, um, here's a lens. I have a lot of chatter on Facebook from a lot of the Sony fans about their 85 1.4 that they made. The bokeh on this still blows out the water. I have yet to see something from Sony that, or a piece of glass from Sony that I look at that image and say, I gotta have it, doesn't matter what it costs. Just hasn't happened. Now, wow factor isn't there. It's just too much like every other lens, and they kept on pushing the issue. Oh, it's got 11 blades and this and that. Okay, great, but even this with 7 blades has better bokeh at 1/3 the price, and this is a 1.2 lens. So why am I having this conversation? I'm having this conversation to really, applaud the people that have really taken the bold step of wanting to embrace the Fuji system. I know it was hard for me to initially do it, but I did it. I did it more for the love of film. But now I'm actually going to stay for the love of Fuji. I don't think I can say it any better than that. I'm not being paid by Fuji. I am not their ex-photographer, but that would be one of the very few companies I probably would want to, because the service that I got. I had an issue with this hood when I shot this wedding, where I actually damaged these teeth right here on the lens hood, and almost dropped the lens. I called Fuji in New Jersey. I spoke to Steve S. in service or parts. In 2 hours, they literally had me a FedEx tracking number, and they sent this out for free. A replacement with no questions asked. Instantaneously, they did that. With Sony, it took them 3 hours. It took them almost two months and 3 approvals to even get me a battery charger for the A7 II, which is supposedly their professional camera. If I have to wait that long to get something like that, being a professional, I don't have the time. That system's got to go. So lately, I've gotten a lot of comments left on my videos, and I'm happy to see that you guys are benefiting from this and hearing something that is unpolished. My videos are unpolished. They're not very, very creative. They're down to the content rather than giving you information that you can easily find on the internet. Do you need to know the specs of this? No, you can go and Google it and you can get the specs. So let me get into it. The XPRO1, I actually have the grip on there, and this is a base plate with the grip that I ordered. I don't even know what it was. It was on eBay, 15-20 bucks, something like that, but it makes it really cool to be able to hold it. It actually beefs it up pretty good, especially when you put the 1.2 on here. It's awesome feel. On the XT1, I pretty much use the grip, so it's not an issue. How did these hold up? Okay, battery life. Without the power saving mode on this and the high performance mode on the XT1, I was able to pull about close to 375 shots on the XPRO1 all the time it was on. XT1, I was pushing closer to I would say about 325, 350. But for some reason when I put the battery pack on, which is the grip which holds the battery and then one stays in the body, I was able to pull close to 800 shots out of it. So I don't know why that is, but it is. Maybe it's just how I shot it. So on an average you're looking at about 350 to 400 shots, which is not bad for a mirrorless system to have it on the whole time. Not too long ago we couldn't even come close to that. So I shot this entire 9-hour event in 2.5, 3 batteries, which is pretty impressive. The best part was I walked away at midnight that night with no back pain. I walked away with 2 small bags of gear, and that was it. We were done. So that is something that is a blessing, to be able to get that kind of quality out of these cameras, and that size. Speaking of quality, a lot of people argue I need to have a full frame. Really, why? I've got so many Canon full frames. I have the Sony full frames. Why do you need it? A lot of them can't explain. Oh, I get out so much more detail. That's not always true. You know, it depends. So what's really happening is a lot of people will buy the very high-end full-frame cameras, but they'll put crappy glass on there. Well, your sensor can't really do anything if you got a piece of junk in front of it, as far as lenses. So that's one thing that Fuji's got that no other mirrorless system has thought through, other than Olympus. No one has really thought through of building very high-end glass for those sensors, and they made it together. They made it perfectly. So I'm gonna end with this, and I'm gonna keep this short, and then whatever you guys want me to make a separate video on in greater detail, I can do that. I had a major issue of bringing in Fuji RAF files into Lightroom. There was a sharpness issue. It's just how Lightroom is built. Lightroom is built for Bay array sensors, and the Fuji X system, most of them are not Bay array, they're X-Trans. X-Trans, the decoding is a lot different. So I bring it into Silky Pix and then bring it into Lightroom, and there's a difference of day and night in the sharpness, and the amount of detail that's there in the shadows. So again, that's what I do. You don't have to agree with that. If you have good luck with Lightroom, fantastic, carry on with it. The best part of shooting this event with so much color, so many patterns, is there was absolutely no moire to fix in post at all. None, because we don't have anti-aliasing filters in this. That's a very big thing for Fuji. So how did Fuji do overall? I was shooting on next event. I got a very big thing coming up in July. It's actually a 2-day event, and it's about 9 hours a day, and tons of live dancing and this and that. So looking forward to putting it to the test on pure action, high frame shooting, and you never know. I might add on maybe an XPRO1. I played with it a little bit. I did not get enough time to really sit down and actually see how it would fit into my business. The XPRO1 fits in really well. I just love the way the colors are out of it. It's literally dead on to what the film look was. Not saying the XT1 isn't. It is. It's just the XT1 seems to be a little bit more punchier right out of the camera, which is fine too. So love both of them. They're great. But I do miss the classic chrome on the XPRO1. So on the XPRO2, the Acros is there, which was a major love of mine. I shot actual Acros film, so I know what it is, and I know having that in a camera, and especially a digital camera, and being able to shoot that right there, it's nostalgic. So I'll end with one note. Someone actually asked me online, Bill Thornhill on Facebook. He's a big-time Fuji shooter. Actually asked me what you think, and I told him that this is the only system in a very long time that actually put a tear in my eye when I shot with it. And what I mean by that is it actually brought back memories of being able to shoot film with my dad as a kid. He's still alive, but we used to shoot together, and to be able to feel that same nostalgia again, to me, is worth more than anything or any review that anyone could write. So it's a very big compliment to Fuji to preserve the art of photography, and I hope we all, whether it's Fuji or whatever system that works for you, just keep shooting and produce beautiful images rather than getting hostile. That's the other thing. I just don't want Sony users to get hostile. They have been lately just become attacking. I just don't know why, but they do. And that needs to stop. You know, it doesn't represent very well on themselves as well as Sony itself. So, you know, I hope that stops, and you know, we just go and make some great images and share the beautiful world that we live in. Like, subscribe below, and send me your comments, and I'll be happy to make videos on any topic or subject that you would like to know a little bit more about, that I feel that I can help you with. Again, thanks again for watching, and I'll talk to you soon.